Another day, another brutal murder, another fatal stabbing on the streets of Ireland, this time down in Cork in Youghal. Details are emerging this morning of an incident, they keep calling it incident, a murder that happened late last night. And I'm going to show you two reports that have came in this morning from two different sources, and it just shows the lack of information that's presented to the public immediately following an event like this, and people are left in confusion, left speculating when it's maybe obvious. Certainly an arrest has been made, at least one arrest has been made, and the person who's dead has been identified, but there's a lot of sketchy information around the details. So I want to look at what's being presented to us, and then you can make your own decisions based on that. So let's get into the story here. This is, I'll just showing you these two for comparison. So this was published in the Sunday World this morning at 8:30 this morning. And as you can see here, the headline is Young Man Dies in Late Night Stabbing. The incident occurred just off the northern section of Main Street in the East Cork town of Youghal. So here's a picture of the scene, or at least the street that this happened in. Just a beautiful little Irish town. Gardaí are poised to launch a murder investigation after a young man died following a stabbing in Cork. So if it's a murder, let's call it a murder instead of calling it an incident. Let's call it what it is. It's an incident. It's an incident. You see, the brainwash you into thinking or that it's not as serious as it was. It was a murder. It was a murder that happened last night. So Gardaí have arrested another young man for questioning in relation to the fatal assault murder in Youghal on Monday night. The incident occurred just off the north. See, incident, fatal assault. Calling it everything but what it is. Said it's a murder investigation. I don't know, call me old fashioned, but when somebody's been stabbed or bottled to death and they're dead, they've been murdered. The incident, sorry, it occurred just off the northern section of Main Street. The victim, who is 32 years old, is believed to have been attacked by a nearby flat following a dispute in a local pub earlier in the evening. He fled the property to seek assistance but collapsed on Main Street immediately after the assault from his injuries. The victim was assisted by shocked pedestrians who also immediately alerted the emergency services. So a grim scene here. Somebody's been viciously assaulted with either a knife or, another report has it, by a broken bottle, obviously bleeding out heavily in the Main Street. People passing by. It wasn't that late at night. So this is something that's happening, as we're seeing more and more often, simply on our streets, either in the daytime, the evenings, afternoons, on the beaches, on the streets here. It doesn't matter. Nowhere's off limits, it would appear. Garda and paramedics were at the scene within minutes. Initial indications are the young man suffered a deep stab injury to the abdomen. Paramedics provided emergency treatment at the scene before rushing him to Cork University Hospital. He was set to undergo emergency surgery, but tragically, despite desperate efforts by doctors to stabilise his condition, he was pronounced dead at Cork University Hospital. So they tried their best. They tried to stabilise him. They got him to the hospital. He was scheduled for emergency surgery, but he didn't make it. It was obviously a very, very bad wound, or wounds that he had received. Now, here we go, getting into a little bit of sketchy details. The deceased is from Cork, it says, but was not a native of Youghal. It is understood he has lived in several Cork towns over the past decade, as well as Waterford. Several hours after the incident, a man in his 20s was arrested for questioning about it. He is being detained under Section 4 of the Criminal Justice Act and can be held for questioning for up to 24 hours. A full post-mortem will be carried out at Cork University Hospital by the state pathologist. So here we have also further details saying that the guards are expected to launch a full murder investigation once the results of the post-mortem are received. Okay, maybe they're having to follow things by the letter here. The area was immediately cordoned off. Gardaí are also seeking to speak to anyone who witnessed the incident. Well, there was certainly people on the streets. People on the streets. It wasn't that late at night. A number of premises have CCTV, and the footage will be checked to determine if any camera caught the incident. Would be very shocked if it didn't. Reminds me of the Babatunde stabbing on Valentine's Day in Dublin city centre. There was plenty of witnesses. There was plenty of people passing in the street. Plenty of CCTV footage. Of course, there's footage. There must be CCTV everywhere these days. And there were people in the street that assisted this now deceased man. Youghal ranks as one of the most popular seaside destinations in Cork and boasts a large number of caravan parks, pubs and hotels. Yes, it does. And some of those hotels, as we know, in the area, covered a story on it recently. A lot of Ukrainians are being kicked out of a big hotel down in that neck of the woods, and a lot of people are being moved in from all over the world, so-called asylum seekers and refugees. Not saying that they're involved in this, by the way, but we don't know that they're not. This is a contrasting report just for comparison, just to let you see. This was published a few hours later, just maybe an hour and a half ago in the Irish Examiner. Man dies, another arrested following stabbing in Youghal. Dead man understood to be originally from North Cork, but been living there for some time. So again, that adds to some of the information that we're seeing in the Sunday World. They said he had moved around several places over the last few years, and he'd been in Waterford at one time, I believe. A man is dead, another's being questioned. The victim in his 30s was found with stab injuries at a pub in the Main Street. And then again, we have guards are trying to piece together the exact sequence of events. So this is the latest report. It's understood the man may have been jumped by 2 or 3 people on the street outside. The victim was then stabbed several minutes later and may have stumbled into a pub. Detectives are probing a possible link between the initial attack and the fatal stabbing. Well, it would be terrible, terrible bad luck if you got jumped by 3 people and given a hiding, and then a few minutes later, or however long later, then someone else randomly stabs you, but they're investigating it. Emergency services were alerted at around 10 to 10 at night. Paramedics rushed there and found the man with serious stab wounds, suspected stab wounds to his upper body. There are reports he had been stabbed with a broken bottle. Broken bottle. Bit like the guard that was stabbed with a broken bottle about a month ago, again in Dublin city centre. But nothing was ever reported as to his condition afterwards or who was doing the actual stabbing. So again, they report that medical assistance was given at the time. Paramedics rushed to stabilise him, but he died in hospital. So there you go. Another day, another fatality in a beautiful little village, large town in Cork area, East Cork. And again, a lot of questions will be asked. I'm wondering, will this be reported on further past this day? Where I live at the minute, I'm still waiting for official reports to come out following a vicious assault on a beach in Ballyholme, North Down, where there's been silence ever since that happened late on Friday night. I've seen videos, but for the sake of the victims, people that have actually been assaulted, one of which apparently has ended up in hospital with terrible wounds to their jaw, another one allegedly slashed with a blade, and the perpetrators, we can't get clarification on this. A lot of conflicting reports flying around on it, and again, I believe a lot of news is being suppressed right now. Why? The truth can withhold scrutiny, lies cannot. Just tell the truth and stop people speculating. So anyway, share this content. Feel free to share this content. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, do whatever you want. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And for now, I'm Rick Munn. No risk, no reward media. Over and out.